Comparison is the thief of joy. Theodore Roosevelt. How many times have you found yourself scrolling through social media feeling inadequate because someone else seems to have it all? We live in a world where everyone's life looks perfect online, but the truth is, comparing yourself to others is a surefire way to feel stuck and unfulfilled. The constant pressure to measure up steals your peace, your confidence, and your potential. But what if you could break free from this endless cycle and start focusing on what truly matters? Your own growth. In this video, we'll explore how to stop comparing yourself to others and take control of your life using timeless Stoic wisdom. Let's dive in. Principle number 1, the dangers of comparison. Imagine someone who spends their mornings scrolling through social media, seeing their friends' vacation photos, someone's new car, or another promotion announcement. By the time they get out of bed, they already feel behind, as if their own life isn't enough. Throughout the day, they carry this invisible weight of inadequacy, constantly measuring their progress against others. Instead of focusing on their own tasks or goals, their energy is drained by self-doubt and envy. Over time, this habit not only affects their confidence, but also their productivity and mental health. They're stuck in a cycle of frustration, always looking outward for validation, but never feeling truly fulfilled. The impact of comparison isn't just anecdotal. Research supports its damaging effects. A 2017 study published in the journal Computers in Human Behavior found that higher use of social media is directly linked to increased symptoms of depression, especially when individuals compare their lives to what they see online. The problem lies in the fact that people only showcase their highlights, their best moments, while hiding their struggles. This creates a distorted sense of reality. From a philosophical perspective, the Stoics warned against this very trap. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them." The Stoics believed that true contentment comes from focusing inward, not outward, because the external world is often deceptive and beyond our control. Breaking free from the habit of comparison requires intentional effort. Start by limiting the time you spend on platforms that trigger these feelings. It's not about avoiding reality, but about curating what you expose yourself to. Practice gratitude daily instead of fixating on what you have. For example, before bed, list 3 things you are grateful for. Additionally, set personal goals that reflect your values rather than society's expectations. If health is important to you, aim to exercise regularly and eat well, regardless of what others are doing. Finally, remember that everyone's path is different. If someone seems ahead, it doesn't mean you're behind. It simply means their journey is unfolding in its own way. When you let go of comparison, you reclaim your time, energy, and peace of mind. You start seeing life not as a race against others, but as an opportunity to grow into the person you were meant to be. In the next principle, we'll explore how embracing progress over perfection can further strengthen your journey toward personal fulfillment. Principle number 2, embracing progress over perfection. Consider someone who is constantly waiting for the perfect moment to start something, a new project, a fitness routine, or even a conversation. They wait for all the stars to align, hoping for the right circumstances. But as the days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, they never quite begin. They tell themselves that it's not the right time yet, or that they are not prepared enough. In the meantime, they watch others around them to make progress, and the feeling of falling behind creeps in. Eventually, they stop trying altogether, paralyzed by the fear that their efforts won't be perfect. The need for perfection can be paralyzing. Studies show that perfectionism is linked to higher levels of stress, anxiety, and even depression. In a 2003 study published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology, researchers found that perfectionists are more likely to experience burnout and dissatisfaction because they set unattainably high standards for themselves. Instead of recognizing their efforts as valuable, they measure everything against an ideal that is rarely achievable. The Stoics, however, took a different approach. As Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do, and you will go on well." The Stoics believed in accepting life's imperfections and focusing on the steady progress, not the unattainable goal of perfection. So how can we shift our mindset from perfection to progress? Start by setting small, achievable goals that are in line with your values, not external expectations. For example, instead of aiming to exercise for an hour every day, which can feel daunting, aim for just 20 minutes. Celebrate that small success. It's the daily, consistent effort that leads to real growth. In your work, allow yourself to make mistakes and learn from them. Perfection isn't the goal, progress is. The key is to embrace the process. When you feel the urge for everything to be flawless, take a step back and remind yourself that growth happens incrementally. Each day that you improve, no matter how slightly, brings you closer to your goal. If you focus on progress over perfection, you free yourself from the pressure that stifles your potential. Life isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking the steps even when they seem imperfect and building momentum. In the next principle, we'll look at how rejecting distractions can help you stay on track toward your personal goals. Principle number 3, rejecting distractions. Imagine someone who starts their day with the best of intentions. Perhaps they plan to work on a project, study, or exercise, but as soon as they pick up their phone, a flood of notifications distracts them. They check their social media, reply to a few messages, and suddenly hours have passed without any meaningful progress. Their initial focus is lost, replaced by fleeting distractions that provide little long-term value. As the day ends, they realize how much time they've wasted, and yet they still haven't accomplished what they set out to do. This is the reality for many in today's hyper-connected world, where distractions are endless and often feel unavoidable. Research supports the idea that distractions are a major hindrance to productivity and focus. A study by Gloria Mark, a professor at the University of California, Irvine, found that workers are interrupted every 3 minutes, and it takes about 23 minutes to refocus on the task at hand after an interruption. This constant shifting of attention, driven by notifications, social media, and other diversions, significantly reduces productivity. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius understood that focusing on what truly matters requires rejecting these distractions. He emphasized that we cannot control everything around us, but we can control how we direct our attention and energy. As he wrote in his Meditations, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. By actively rejecting distractions, we can strengthen our focus and push past the barriers that block our progress. To embrace this habit, start by eliminating distractions before they take hold. Turn off unnecessary notifications and set specific times for checking emails or social media. Create an environment conducive to focus. A quiet space, a tidy desk, and a clear mind. Practice mindfulness. When you feel the urge to check your phone or divert your attention to the task at hand, one simple technique is the Pomodoro technique, where you work in focused intervals, 25 minutes, followed by a short break. This method helps train your mind to stay on task while also giving it the rest it needs to stay sharp. By rejecting distractions, you're not just increasing your productivity, you're also demonstrating respect for your own time. The ability to focus is a powerful skill that enables you to work toward your personal goals without being derailed by the constant noise of modern life. Once you cultivate this habit, you'll find that you can accomplish much more in a day, leaving less room for regret or wasted time. In the next principle, we'll discuss how focusing on yourself is key to building a life of purpose and fulfillment. Principle number 4, value of focusing on yourself. Many people look outward for validation, approval, or comparison. They constantly measure their worth based on others' opinions, achievements, and lifestyles. It's easy to get caught up in what everyone else is doing, whether it's comparing your career, relationships, or material possessions. But in doing so, you can lose sight of your own path and priorities. The constant pressure to keep up with others can lead to frustration, anxiety, and even a sense of inadequacy. You end up feeling like you're always trying to catch up, never quite able to appreciate your own journey. This external focus not only drains your energy, but also takes away your power to live life on your own terms. The Stoics understood the importance of focusing inward. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, taught that wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This concept encourages us to find peace and satisfaction in our own actions, values, and growth, rather than constantly measuring ourselves against others. Research supports this idea, showing that those who focus on their intrinsic values, such as personal growth and relationships, report higher levels of happiness and well-being. In fact, studies on self-determination theory have found that when people focus on intrinsic goals like personal development, they feel more autonomous and motivated, leading to greater satisfaction with their lives. On the other hand, people who focus on extrinsic goals, such as fame or wealth, often feel less fulfilled and more anxious. The key is to align your life with what truly matters to you, not what others expect from you. In practical terms, focusing on yourself starts with self-awareness. Take the time to reflect on what you truly want out of life. What are your passions? What values are most important to you? Make decisions that align with your core beliefs and long-term goals, not with external pressures. This might mean saying no to opportunities that don't fit your vision, or choosing to invest your time and energy in projects that excite you, rather than those that are merely expected of you. Practicing self-compassion is also crucial. Stop beating yourself up for not measuring up to someone else's standards. Recognize your own progress, even if it seems small, and celebrate your uniqueness. When you focus on yourself, your growth, your values, your journey, you begin to live authentically rather than chasing someone else's definition of success. By redirecting your focus inward, you take back control over your life. You stop letting external distractions define your self-worth, and instead create a life that reflects your true self. In the next principle, we'll explore how resilience is strengthened when we focus on our own progress and let go of the pressure to compare ourselves to others. Principle number 5, resilience through self-focus. In a world filled with constant distractions and pressures, it's easy to become overwhelmed by challenges and setbacks. Many people struggle with resilience, unable to bounce back from adversity. This lack of resilience often stems from external influences, comparing ourselves to others, seeking approval, or focusing on things we can't control. When you are constantly looking outside for validation or solutions, it becomes difficult to build the inner strength needed to face life's difficulties. Instead of focusing on what you can control, you waste energy worrying about others, which only weakens your ability to recover from setbacks. The more you tie your self-worth to external outcomes, the more fragile your resilience becomes. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful solution to this issue. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This reminder helps us understand that true resilience doesn't come from controlling the external world, but from mastering our internal responses. When we focus on ourselves, our actions, thoughts, and decisions, we become more capable of handling challenges with grace and strength. Studies on psychological resilience show that individuals who cultivate a strong internal locus of control are better equipped to cope with stress, adapt to change, and recover from failure. They focus on what they can influence and let go of what they cannot, building resilience through self-awarenesses and self-regulation. To build resilience through self-focus, start by shifting your mindset. When faced with adversity, remind yourself that you have the power to choose how you respond. It's easy to become reactive, letting emotions take the wheel. But resilience comes when you take a step back, assess the situation, and choose a thoughtful response. Practice gratitude to keep your perspective grounded, even in the midst of hardship. Focusing on what you are learning and how you are growing can strengthen your resilience. Embrace challenges as opportunities to build your character, rather than viewing them as obstacles. This shift in mindset helps you maintain focus on your personal growth, rather than getting bogged down by external difficulties. Additionally, resilience is reinforced by setting realistic, achievable goals that align with your values. By focusing on progress, not perfection, you can build momentum even in the face of setbacks. Break down large tasks into smaller, manageable steps, and celebrate your progress along the way. Surround yourself with a supportive community, but remember that the true source of your strength comes from within. You have the ability to shape your responses, learn from failure, and grow stronger with each experience. By focusing on your own growth, you develop the resilience necessary to navigate life's ups and downs, no matter what external pressures may arise. In the final principle, we'll discuss how this inner focus leads to greater clarity and motivation, and how it helps you stay on track with your long-term goals, regardless of external noise. Principle number 6, final motivational insights. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the idea that true freedom and strength come from within. The habits we've discussed so far, taking control of your life, embracing progress over perfection, rejecting distractions, focusing on yourself, and building resilience are all tools that help you reclaim that internal power. However, it's not enough to simply know these principles. To truly live them, they must be practiced consistently in daily life. When you actively cultivate self-discipline and align your actions with your values, you unlock the potential for a life of greater purpose, fulfillment, and inner peace. Research consistently supports the idea that when we focus on our own growth and well-being, we not only perform better but also experience greater satisfaction in life. Studies in positive psychology revealed that individuals who set clear, meaningful goals and take responsibility for their actions tend to report higher levels of happiness and life satisfaction. They are more resilient in the face of adversity and more likely to find purpose in their struggles. Similarly, a mindset rooted in self-compassion and personal responsibility leads to better mental health, helping us navigate stress, failure, and disappointment without losing sight of our long-term vision. The Stoics understood that life's external circumstances are unpredictable and often beyond our control, but how we respond to these circumstances defines our experience. The true measure of success, then, is not about avoiding difficulties or achieving perfection, but about remaining steadfast and true to our purpose despite them. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This insight empowers us to take ownership of our lives, to recognize that we are the architects of our own happiness, and to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. In practical terms, the key to making these principles a reality is consistency. It's about showing up every day, even when it's difficult. Set small, achievable goals that align with your values, and keep pushing forward, no matter how many setbacks you face. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth, but remember that the ultimate source of motivation comes from within. Develop a routine that keeps you grounded in these principles, and always take a moment to reflect on your progress. The path to personal mastery is never linear, but with each step, you become stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the life you want to lead. In conclusion, remember that the power to change your life lies in your hands. By embracing these Stoic principles, taking control of your life, focusing on your own growth, and building resilience through self-discipline, you create a foundation for a life of purpose and meaning. Every challenge, every setback is an opportunity for you to grow. The more you focus on what you can control, the more you will unlock your potential and find the strength to navigate life's ups and downs. Start today and take the first step towards the life you truly deserve. As we wrap up this video, I want you to ask yourself one final question. Will you continue to live feeling drained and stuck? Or are you ready to take control and make a change? If you're ready to change your life, I challenge you to make a promise. Drop a comment below and say, "I will push through and become the best version of myself, no matter the struggles. I am destined for success." I'll be reading your comments and featuring the most inspiring one on our channel. If you want more videos that inspire transformation, don't forget to subscribe.